Hey guys, this is Smithy. Welcome to my channel. If you guys are new here, welcome. Today is a very special video. We're going to talk about another Halloween palette that Sugar Drizzle is launching right here around the corner. And this is called their Trick or Treat palette. Look at the packaging. It is so pretty. It's so cute. And if you like a concise color story, I feel like this ticks off all the boxes. Like you have a mustard yellow, you have a deep grungy green shade, you have like a deepening shade like with that brown tone, which on your eyes can like deepen out any of the eye looks. You have a deep grungy duochrome shade, you have like a great red shade that shifts to a beautiful like a grungy green, and then you have this multi-chrome, which is like, oh my god, what all shade should I say? I would say it'll shift to like a pinky purple to a blue green shade. This palette retails for $28.95 and it launches on October 2nd. So mark your calendars for this baby. Let's go over by live swatching this palette. So I'm going to first swatch Dynamite. And I have all these swatches in the outside lighting too for you guys to see. But I wanted to live swatch too, just so that you guys see like how beautiful it is. And as you can see, it's like I would say it's a beautiful bronze. At my angle, I see a lot of green, like a dirty green, but this is like a bronze that you see, and then it shifts to a green. It's really pretty. Like for smoky eyes, I definitely have to do a smoky eye with this. Like very pretty. That's the first shade, Dynamite. Now let's move on to the second shade. The second shade is called Dinosaur Egg. And this is like a mustardy yellow shade, but with a hint of green in it. So let's watch that. These mattes are unreal. So pretty. So again, that is Dinosaur Egg. I have a powder on my hand going on. I need to wipe that. That's basically my face powder that I like dabbed on the back of my hand. That's what it is. Okay, let's move on to the third shade, and the third shade is called Roar, and this is such a beautiful like tone of green. I think Blend Bunny Primal palette also has like a similar green to it, which is camouflage from that palette. This is called Roar, so let's watch that. Oh my god, I love these mattes. Seriously, no, this is a stunning palette. Like according to the swatches, these three are stunning. Like I mean, all the six are absolutely amazing because I've swatched them before. So I know, but you can see like one dip swatches, this is so good. Again, this is the shade Roar. Let's move on to the next shade. This might be like my favorite shade in the palette. Maybe this also, it's a close. These are all beautiful. Okay, this is Reptar Candy, and I don't know, do you see that red? I see that strong green flip happening. It also has like a red, orange, green, gold, and this is that oil slick kind of like a shade. Like look how smooth it is. Like it's like a black base multi-chrome. So pretty, so pretty. You know what this shade reminded me of? Like I see green, like a green gold shade, but it's a strong red. Can you see? I see that. Look at that. And how beautiful that shifts to a red. You know what this shade reminds me of? The Adept Cosmetics, the 9-pan eyeshadow palette that came like recently, I would say. It has a shade on like the left corner, left hand side, like second shade. I'll pop a picture on the screen for you guys, like exactly telling like which shade it is. It totally reminds me of that shade. Look how beautiful it shifts. Oh my god, my heart has this shade. So pretty, so pretty. I was staring at the shade when I swatched it first, like even before swatching, when I like picked it up on my finger, I was like, oh my god, my jaw dropped when I saw this shade. It's so pretty. Okay, next shade is called Happy Haunting, and this I feel like is like it's needed in this palette, like to ground or deepen any eyeshadows that you are going to put on your eyes. Like it's such a deep dark brown shade. It's so needed, but again, this is called Happy Haunting. Look how beautiful it is. Oh my God, stunning. Like the shades that were chosen for this palette is like perfect color story for like 6 shades, like such a perfect color story. Now last, certainly not the least, the most special shade of this palette is called Trick Raw Treat. As you can see, it's like a pinkish silverish shade, but it has like a strong like purple, blue, green shift. It's such a beautiful multi-chrome. I'm gonna swatch it, and this is very, very soft. So be very careful with this. I mean, yeah, you can definitely over apply, but the shift is like unreal. Okay, let me swatch it in front of you guys. Like, look at that. Look at that. It's absolutely crazy. Look at the shift. Again, this is the shade Trick Raw Treat. And that's the entire palette swatched in front of you guys. Let me also give you a close-up of all these swatches in the outside lighting too, so that you can see it in action in like the natural lighting too. I mean, this is also natural lighting, but on like under sunlight, how it shows. I have no artificial lighting in front of me. It's like a window right in front of me. So yeah, everything that you see is exactly how you're gonna see it in person. Like, oh my God, I can stare at these shadows so much. Let's begin putting this baby on our eyes. So let's begin with the first look. Okay, I'm gonna first start off with the shade Dinosaur Egg and apply that as my transitioning shade. And this is more of like a mustardy yellow, but it definitely has like that green tint to it. So I think with those like shifty green shades, I think it's gonna be really, really pretty. I'm gonna do that on both the eyes. I'm gonna take the same thing on my lower lash line too. Just blow it out. Nothing too specific. I just want a hint of that mustardy yellow green shade. I'm gonna take this green shade, which is a Roar. The mustardy yellow shade was called Dinosaur Egg. This is called a Roar. And I'm gonna take that as a halo eye shape. So on the inner and the outer corner, look at that green. How pretty that is. I'm not a big fan of greens if you do not know, but these tones of greens are really, really pretty. Like, I'm not a fan of like grassy greens. I should put it that way. But this is more of like a wearable shade for me. Like that. And I'm also going to take that on my inner corners. Just like that. Not going to focus on blending too much right now. First, I'm going to focus on the placement of the shadows. By the way, if you think like my background is like dark, that's because it is. There was so much of work happening in my house. All my AC had to be replaced, so all my HVAC systems. So, and that was like 3 systems and a heat pump. So man, that was a task. They just got it done and I'm like, yeah, leave the house so that I can finish filming. So that's the only reason why I could not record with this baby earlier. But I already had this palette, like, I would say it's been like 2 days sitting, actually 3 days sitting. And I'm like, I had office, and then by the time I was back from work, the people were there, and I'm like, oh my God, I cannot record. And I film in natural lighting, as you guys know. I had no time at all. And I'm going to take a small blending brush and I'm going to dip into this shade, which is Happy Haunting. So basically we used all the 3 shades. And I'm just going to focus that on the extreme outer corners, just to deepen it out a tiny little bit. Can you see that? And that would make that green a little more deeper, like a forest green. Just a tiny little bit. I love Sugar Drizzle's formula. their matte palette. Actually, I have it right in front of me. This one, the all mattes palette, the formula of this is so stunning. If you guys have not seen this, this is like their all purple palette, but it's like all mattes. And yeah, I was so impressed with the formulas of their mattes, and it seems like this mattes is also the same formula. Like really, really beautiful. So now I'm just gonna mix both these shades up and just blend it all together. Nothing precise. Just want like no harsh lines, just a blend. I want to do more of like a spotlight eye. I'm going to dip back into that green shade, like yellow mustardy green shade. And then just go over the edges. Just to blend everything together. And then I'm going to take my glitter glue, the NYX glitter glue. I'm just going to take a very tiny little bit on the back of my hand, just like that. I'm just going to focus that right on the center of my eyelid. So right there, just because the shade that I'm going to use, I think is the lightest shimmer in the palette. And that is definitely like textural. And that can give a little bit of fallout, I guess, if I'm not using this. Anyways, no matter what, like I love to use my NYX glitter glue, especially when I'm like using like these sparkly shades, just so that you get all the dimension and all the shine that this eyeshadow is like really wanting to portray. So I think that helps it a lot. So the next shade that I'm going to use is this shade, which is Trick Raw Treat. Now in the viewfinder, in the camera that you see, it's basically like a pinky purpley shade, right? But as soon as I tilt it, I have a strong green blue shift to it. Can you see that? It's so pretty. It has a great pink also, pink like pink purple, but shifts to like a blue green. Very pretty shade. So let me show it to you. Like, look at that. Look at that. So pretty. Okay, I'm gonna place that right in the center. Oh my God. Stunning. Stunning. So that's like with the finger. I just didn't want to waste what was on my finger. So that's why I'll put with a brush on the other eye, just so that you can see it with the brush application too. So I'm going to take it on the brush, and it picks up very, very nicely on the brush. Can you see that? I'm going to apply that on the, yeah, perfect on the brush too. Oh, so pretty. I'm going to blend it right in the center and then blend it across the edges. With these shifty shades, it's better to do less. Like, that's the rule that I have like learned. You do less with these shades, it'll shift more rather than complicating your eye look. Like, I really feel that way. And I'm going to take it like right up to my brow bone, I would say, just because I want that spotlight effect. It's so pretty, so pretty. I can see so many shifts. I don't know if you can see it or not. Like, I see a pink, a purple, a blue. Oh my God. It's stunning. I'm going to take the same blending brush that we used that green shade with. And I'm just going to go over the edges just so that there's a nice blend across the edges. Nothing much, just a tiny little bit. That's just perfect. Now I'm going to dip into that Happy Haunting shade, the deep brown shade. And I'm just going to go over my lower lash line with that shade. I mean, the shades that are in this palette. I've used 4 shades till now, except these two. I've used all these 4 shades. And that quad performs beautifully. You can definitely go with like 2 shades at a time too. Like this and this in the crease, and this on the lid, maybe this on the crease, and like this on the lid for like a smoky eye, or like this on the crease and this on the lid. Or you can go with like smoky eye by putting this all across your lid and then topping it off with any of the shimmers. It's so pretty, so pretty. Let me finish off this eye with some liner and mascara, and I'll get right back. And then we'll move on to the second eye look. And that is my first eye look. Okay, let's move on to the second eye look. Oh my god, what to do? Like, what to do? It's so pretty. Okay, I'm gonna start off with this shade, Dinosaur Egg, on one of the eyes. So that would be like one of my crease shades. I am still doubting what to do, so bear with me. And also, it's gonna be the lower lash line shade. Oh my god, so pretty. Okay, let's take this shade, Happy Haunting. Just a tiny little bit. I'm gonna place that on the outer corners. Just a tiny little bit. I just want some kind of a depth here. Nothing precise, just a tiny little bit. And I'm gonna take the same shade on my lower lash line too, only on the outer edges. I'm gonna take this shade, which is Dynamite. And I'm gonna, okay, before that, let's take the NYX Glitter Glow because we need it. Not because we need it. I mean, I feel like it just pops a little more. Actually, on the other eye, I'll not use it. And I'll show you like without the eye primer how it shows, because you need to see that too. Dipping into the shade Dynamite. I'm just gonna place that all across my lid. And meeting that deep brown shade, which we might deepen up later too. But I just want to show you this shade by itself, like how beautiful and pretty it is. Like, look at that. For like a smoky eye, are you kidding me? So pretty. And I'm gonna take a smaller brush for my inner corners, and I'm gonna dip into this Trick Roar Treat shade, and I'm just gonna place that right there in the inner corners, right there. I just don't want anything else to take away from that deep dark shade. And I'm just gonna take that same blending brush that we used earlier with no additional product and just blend out the edges. I'm gonna take a tight definer brush with the Happy Haunting shade and just place that on my lower lash line. And I'm also going to take that shade Roar right on top of it, just like that. Let me finish off this eye with some liner and mascara and I'll get right back. And that's my second eye look. I love the way this turned out. Like, I love how deep and grungy it is. It's so pretty. It's so simple and so pretty. Let's move on to the third look. Okay, I'm going to start off with the shade Roar, which is that green shade, a murky green shade. And I'm going to take that on the extreme edge of the eye, like the outer corner, and then just blend it down towards the crease. And you can see, like, if you apply it with like a lighter hand and you just like keep blending, it just blends beautifully. Like, you don't have to struggle with it at all. And it's super buildable. Like, the shade is so blendable and so buildable. Like, one shade can actually act like a transitioning shade as well as your deepening shade. And you'll see what I mean by that. Like, I'm only going to use this green and you'll see like how well it can perform. I'm going to take a little bit of that shade Roar. And again, I'm going to take that towards my outer corner just to deepen it out. And see how deep it can go. So pretty. So pretty. I'm going to take the same shade on my lower lash line too. And now for the lid shade, we definitely have to dip into this red shade. So I'm going to take this without any eye primer on, like the glitter glue on top of it. So I'm just going to put it right on like my bare eyelid. And you can see, like, without the glitter glue too, it's so pretty. I'm just going to take that flat definer brush just so that I can like get into the inner corners. and then just spread it out across the outer edges, just so that there's no like harsh lines. But look at that, it's so pretty. I'm going to take the same brush that we used that green shade with no additional product, but I'm just going to blend the outer edges. Oh my god, stunning, stunning. I'm going to take that green shade and just place it right in the lower lash line, just like that. I'm going to take the same shade, Trick or Treat, for my inner corners. The beauty about that shade is where you place it, it just shifts so different. Like as soon as I placed it on top of that red, it shifts to like a pink, because it has those like pink sparkles, like pink dimension to it. It's so pretty. Both these inner corners are the same shade. It doesn't look like the same shade at all. I'm actually going to take a tiny little bit more so that you can see. I'm just going to place it right on top of it, just in the inner portions. Oh, so pretty. Oh my god. Stop, just stop. I'm going to finish off this eye with some liner and mascara, and I'll get right back. And that is my third eye look. Oh my god, I'm so much in love with it. I have no idea what look I like. I really loved each and every one of it. Each of every one is so different from each other. I would give a 2 thumbs ups for this little palette from Sugar Drizzle. I feel like this is an amazing color story. If you are a Halloween person, if you love fall colors, you absolutely need this in your collection. Like the quality is A+++, and the blendability and the variety of the looks that you can create out of these 6 shades is endless. Like I feel like I can do so much more with this palette. Like I cannot wait to test this out even more. But yes, I would definitely give it a 2 thumbs ups. Like if I had 5, I would have given it 5 thumbs ups. That's what I'll say. I really hope that you guys enjoyed all the 3 eye looks that I created for you guys. If you did like it, do let me know in the comment section below. Out of the 3 looks, which one was your favorite? Look number 1, 2 or 3. And do tell me in the comment section below, are you going to pick up this baby or not? Because this is truly special, I feel like. If you like a concise color story for Halloween and for fall, this is perfect. Like for $28, I think this is perfect. So that's all for today, guys. If you did like this video, you know what to do. Do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so that you're notified every time that I post next. I generally upload 3 videos every single week, every Tuesdays, Thursdays and Saturdays at 9 AM Eastern Standard Time. Until next time, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.